Hello, hello, what is up? Alright, uh, these are the Patron deck reviews. Normally I would upload on a Friday, and stream on a Monday, but due to some other internal reasons, I had to upload on Tuesday, so I'm streaming on Friday. So this is still for June. It was just the stuff that was supposed to be streamed earlier this week. Um, yeah. Also, you may have noticed on the Patreon, there's like a post about me changing how this works. I am changing how this works. I'm kind of like, I'm a little burnt out on how many deck reviews that I do. So if you are watching this for the first time and you're like, oh, how do I get in on this? Is this how it works? This is no longer how it's going to work. Um, for starting today, when I changed the patron tiers to for the foreseeable future, it's going to be more of a, patrons just sort of post their deck list, say, hey, here's a problem with it that I have, etc., etc. And then I'll do like one stream at the end of the month where I grab some number of them and review them like this. And it might be, if their problem is something simple, it might be a 5-minute review. If it catches my eye, it might be a entire deck overhaul. I don't know. So that's kind of how they're going to work going forward, and you'll see at the end of this month how that works. But I am going through the backlog of people who have been in the queue because I don't want people to have paid for a deck review and then like not get one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be doing this for the sometime, throughout the next few months or whatever. But it won't be. It's just to get through the backlog, and then ideally, when I'm done with that, I will be playing more EDH because I would rather just play games with patrons, to be honest. Okay. Announcements, upkeep, out of the way. Let's go through some decks. Now I don't actually remember because I went out of order. So like this one already has changes made to it. The sideboard is to add things. The maybe board is to cut things. Let me I'll just post this in the chat here, so everybody can follow along. So that one's already been done. I did this one already. I think I already did the Corvold, right? Yep, Corvold's done. This one I did. I think I did this one too. Okay. Okay, boom. All right, here we are. Marin list. You can't stop winning with Mina and Den. Did you build a Mina and Den deck, or did you build my Mina and Den deck? We need to cut all the mana rocks for the bit. Honestly, I will suggest if this deck was playing something like Golgari Signant and, I don't know, Arcane Signant, I would definitely recommend cutting them. The reason being, we're in green. We could just play land ramp. Unless this deck has some weird artifact synergies or delirium synergies that we would want a high number of artifacts for. I'm not seeing any delirium. In which case, I mean, yeah, isn't this just worse than like a 3 visits? 3 visits is $9? Well, okay, well. What is the other one? Not rampant growth. Oh, it's Nature's Lore? Nature's Lore. You could also be Farseek, right? Farseek instead of 3 visits. You get it, but Cutter Arcane Signet feels wrong. I mean, we're in 2 colors, so it's not like you need the color fixing really bad. Like if you're in 5 colors, the Arcane Signet being like a penta artifact is a relevant thing, but we're in 2 colors, Um, it's like not that, it's not that big a deal. Thank you for the Farseek suggestions. Nature's Lore, yeah. Why not cut Sol Ring already? Well, Even for Delirium, you'd rather use like baubles. I mean, yeah, that's true. These actually don't go to the graveyard or anything. I mean, they do with like self-milling. Anyway, sorry. Now we actually look at the deck proper here. Just by 2 Nature's Lore and Proxy 1 into 3 Visits with a Sharpie. Actually, so I knew a guy who kind of did that. I remember I was playing against some deck, and then he had 2 Misty Rainforests in the list. And I was like, you have 2 Misties? And he was like, yeah, I just don't have another Scalding Tarn, but I happen to have a second Misty. And it wasn't a Simic deck, it was like a Dimir deck. So only the island part actually mattered. So he's like, yeah, I'm just playing 2. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. This is like a classic Marin list. It's a few odd things. Rift Sweeper is a bit strange. I don't know what it's for. I like Attrition. I like Attrition a lot. That one's pretty fun. If you like the card Attrition, perhaps I can interest you in Mind Lash. Slash. What did I say? Mind Slash. You sack a creature, target opponent reveals their hand, and you just yoink a card from it. Sack a creature, cast Thoughtseize repeatedly is busted in a deck like this. Like, if you thought Attrition was good, golly, when you get this down and you're just like, sack my Gray Merchant, take your, Graveyard Hate spell out of your hand, like yoink something out of your hand, and then go, alright, reanimate my Gray Merchant. It's pretty crazy. Yo, thank you, Guru, for the 2-1 sub. Been sub for 3 months, my man. Hey, Trinket, kind of got my friend into Magic, and when he visits in about 3 weeks, we're going to play again. This time he wanted his own deck, so we're currently building a deck. I'll post in the Decklist channel if anyone has any card suggestions. Yeah, you can pick me in the Decklist channel. I'm interested in looking at a deck for a new person. Fabled Passage is a strict upgrade to Evolving Wilds if we can play lands from the graveyard. That is true. So is Prismatic Vista. But I think that one's kind of pricey, sadly. Prismatic Vista is like $50. I really want to foil one for me to indent, but I just don't want to buy one. Fabled Passage is only $5. Yeah, that is a great upgrade over Evolving Wilds. And you know what's a great card to add to a deck like this? Is Ice Tiller Explorer. Alright, I know it says $25. This is going to go down as the set gets opened and released. Very good. This card is quite strong. Riveteer's Outlook if he isn't playing it. Ooh. Is it Riveteers? Am I stupid? Probably stupid. And I can't spell. Which is what this is for. What's the combo line for Protean Hulk? It might be a value Hulk. Right, I see Protean Hulk. I see Carrion Feeder. I don't see Walking Ballista or anything, which is one of the common lines. I see Viscera Seer. I think this is a value Hulk. I don't... let me check if the... Oh, Overlook. Overlook. This thing. Oh! Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Probably just swap a basic with it, to be honest. Trying to find where this patron submitted their deck so I can see if they said anything. I always forget to pull up this thread before the stream. Whoops, alright. Marin of Clan Neltoth. don't see it. Shit. What? Alright, well. I'll catch you later, Guru. You think there's... So there's no... Oh, there's no apostrophe for riveteers. That doesn't make any sense. Isn't it their Outlook? Am I stupid? What? It's $12 on TCG Player and $20 on card game. Yeah, I feel like this is not the correct price. Anyway, let's find some things that we can cut for Ice Till and Mind Slash. Honestly, I think we get rid of Satyr Wayfinder. I know it mills you for 3 and it's like a whatever crappy utility creature. But golly, is it like a 0 impact card? Alright, Melira is like a combo piece. Is there a combo that I'm missing with Protean Hulk here? I don't... Grammar is a fickle thing. It is, and I can't read, so... Oh man, Death Reap Ritual. I guess it's each end step. I feel like Black Market is a little win more, a little meh. Because I mean, like, you know, end of the day, our curve is only 3. It's not that high. I don't think you really need Black Market. And then I feel like Ice Till Explorer is just going to be better, right? It's just more lands. Cryptek for reanimating when you sacrifice. Cryptek Spider, right? Or no, that's Canoptic Spider. Oh, just Cryptek. Okay. Choose another target artifact you control when this creature dies. This is only for artifact creatures, though. Delete the Phyrexian Arena. Honestly, I don't hate that idea. It is pretty damn slow. You know what I like instead of Phyrexian Arena? We could play Blex. So Blex is a card, but the backside, search for Blex. 4 mana, look at the top 5. Any number into your hand, the rest to the graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card put in your hand this way. This part of Blex is really crazy in a deck like this. 5 cards deep is a lot. The fact that, yeah, you'd take a lot of life, but you could just 4 mana draw 5, which is kind of nuts, right? Or 4 mana, 5 cards deep, add 1 to your hand, bin the other 4 is like really strong. I guess you could cast Blex too if you really wanted. I think these are good changes. Just swap the extra land that we're adding for a basic. Hey yo, what's up, Xanderfuss? We're moving on. So I'm already behind, so I can't stick around on each deck for too long. What up, Kira? We've already done that list. Did we do this Lantern one? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Did Guru's mono green list. I think I did this mono white list. Yeah. I remember somebody talking to me about this deck. They were like, "Oh, you have that crazy mono white deck," and I didn't know what they were talking about. That's on Deadly Dispute and Village Rites. I mean, both of them are good cards. Deadly Dispute is a very good Magic card. Um, they seem mandatory for men. I don't know if they're mandatory. Um, it depends on how much sacking you want to do and what you want to sacrifice. All right, here we go. Atraxa Grand Unifier. Let me see if this. Yeah, what up, Sep? Let me see if this user, what they said about their Atraxa deck. They said, I have no clue. What? Is this the wrong thread? No, this is the right thread. Man, you know what? I told all the patrons to keep it to like 1 to 2 sentences, and like half the people completely ignored me. Which was pretty funny. Oh, here it is. Okay. You made this Atraxa deck with cards you had lying around, played a few games with it, loads of fun. Anything you was just to help streamline it a little bit more. I think dropping all the tutors and game changers. I'm thinking of dropping all the tutors and game changers so you can slow it down. And I want it to go on the same plan of Emil plus Peregrine Drake, ETB creatures, win all the time. Okay. Interesting. I see. What up, Helios? Looks like half of a CEDH deck. I mean, it's just kind of a pile. It's just like a random pile of things you want to blink and some combos or something. Yeah, here's what I'm not going to do. Is I'm not going to just cut the game changers from the list, because here's the thing. Is if you want, so what you wrote is kind of interesting, right? Because you said two things. You don't want to win with the same, combo with Emil every time. Cool. If you cut the tutors, you have a giant mega card draw thing in the command zone. You're probably gonna find one of your combos and win with it most of the time. I honestly don't think getting rid of like a Grim Tutor or like Mystical Tutor is gonna like actually fix that, you know? Bingo, Kira, bingo. If you don't want to win with this combo, you cut Emil from the deck. You know? Because the problem with Atraxa is like once you play Atraxa and then you like ephemerate it, you went like 14 cards deep or whatever, right? No, 20 cards deep. Like you're probably gonna find a combo if you just have it in your deck. Cutting, Smothering Tithe, the Ristic Study, it can kind of slow it down, but it's not gonna like change that, So, Grim Tutor is a game changer. It's not a game changer, sorry. They in their post they say game changers and tutors that they were thinking of cutting. I know Grim Tutor's not a game changer. If you want, so this is gonna be a little bit more of a high level deck review here. Is if you want the games to feel more diverse in the way that they win, cutting the tutors I don't think is actually going to make that much of a difference because you have so much card advantage. I think the real trick would be to cut the combos and find some other thing that you think is interesting as a sub theme you can put in there to work towards. Now that could be like a lot of stuff. We can add some sub themes here, and you know what you can do? It's actually, this is one great use of EDH Trek is if you're like, what's a good sub theme I can add? Boom, you can get inspiration from right here. You can make it a curse deck. Who knows? Who cares, right? Like, all that is up to you. So here's what I'll do is I'm going to suggest a few um, win cons that are swaps for various combos in the deck that you can grind value out of if you want. And that's kind of like, one of the best examples would be like a agent of treachery, right? Agent of treachery is like a great value, powerful blink target. You can play Septual Primordial. How do you spell that first thing? Skeptual? What? Sepulchral. Is that a real word? This Primordial is pretty funny, pretty great. Blinking it can lead to like tons of value and other silly things. What's the blue one? Is the Primordial? The blue one is Diluvian Primordial. Yeah. That's a fun one. All 8 angels? What angels? Yeah, and then we can really cut like the crap that doesn't have anything to do with blinking. Well, not that doesn't have anything to do with blinking. It's just like the combos. Like Mist Hologriffin is literally just a dead card. It doesn't do anything without the food chain. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win with combos. If you look at this, VOD and go, well, I actually really like winning with combos. You can cut all the tutors and then call it bracket 3 or whatever. But if you're worried about winning with the same line every time, this isn't like a layered combo deck, Oh, it's pronounced Skepschul. Thanks. Garuda, you know what? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Wait. Garuda? Is it with a Y? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to get rid of a Craterhoof as well. Winning with the same line is your problem with Stellarly. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, unless I like it for Storm decks because it's difficult to find the line, but comes from the Latin word, okay, meaning tomb. Man, that's crazy. They should put English on the cards instead of Latin. I don't know. What's another stupid thing to blink? Honestly, we're playing a blink deck without just classic Mold Drifter, right? And we can play like a Shriek Maw. All right. I think those are my cuts. You see, by doing this, we've like now what happens when you cast Worldly Tutor, right? What's going to happen is you're going to look at your deck, and there's not going to be an obvious I win button to search for, It's going to be, well, do I need an Eternal Witness effect? Do I need a Garuda effect? Do I need a Shriekmaw or whatever? And then this becomes like a charm that does many different things. I think this is going to be like a fun mix-up for your deck. You love that I stream it ultra wide? It's the only monitor I have. Actually, no, I have a really tiny, crappy one. That's my second monitor. Yeah, ideally, I'll get a bigger desk. I don't like Romans. What a shame. Yeah, those are my suggestions. That's my rant about your deck. I'm not reading that novel by Foxo, who I thought I saw in the chat. I don't know if you're still here. Yes, Narci. Narci is a really cool commander, by the way. This is a sweet commander. I made a deck tech about it for a video series that I think I have a playlist for that I never made a second video for. Yeah, anyway, whenever you sack an enchantment, draw a card. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life for X of the saga's mana value. This is cool. This is fun. Oh, yo, there you are, Foxel. Yeah, this deck is cool. I like it. I don't know if you want to say anything about it. But to me, immediately, I'm like, damn. What I thought was one of the most interesting cards for the deck isn't in this deck, which I thought was kind of odd. Imagine having an ultra-wide monitor and not a flat-screen TV. I mean, I do also have a flat-screen TV. Get that stock trader set up 2 monitors. Yeah. I want to have 3, ideally, to be honest. Ignore the last half? Ignore the last half of what? Of the monologue here? This deck was made as a screw you to the Bombadil player in my pod who made a saga-less saga deck. This deck runs pretty well. You have a hard time closing out games, feel very vulnerable to graveyard hate. I only play with proxies, so price is not an object. Okay. So having trouble winning the game. Interesting. Restoration of Uganjo? I mean, that is a good card, actually. I do really like that card. Having trouble closing out games. Okay. Let's pull up Narci here, because there's a card I'm trying to think of that I can't remember the name of that I assume would be... Or Oratog. I really like Oratog in this list. Oratog's kind of awesome. It's a 2-mana 1/2. You can sack an enchantment, give it +2/+2 until end of turn. With Narci, that just lets you chain through your list and draw. So you can play like, a 1-mana thing, sack it, immediately draw a card. Kind of turns them all into like cantrips. Yeah, the problem with this deck, I can see it being really slow. Now there are like, is there like an obvious answer here in terms of like what would help you win the game quickly? I don't know if there is. I don't know if there's like an obvious like, oh, Critter Hoof. There you go. Nyx Bloom Ancient. Is there any argument for the white epic spell? Thaumatog would be a secondary version. Wait, I should just be... I should just be suggesting a bunch of random Atogs, right? This is not a real finisher for this deck. You're not going to want to sack all your lands and attack. It's very slow. That's why you added stacks. Yeah, but we just need a little bit more oomph, I guess. I mean, there is kind of an obvious answer in the, like, you know, the Cathar's Crusade type thing, where you just go like, you know, here's an enchantment that makes my enchantment creature stronger. You know, wahoo, right? Overlord of the Mistborns? I don't know if that's an insane finisher in Commander. I think that one's pretty... I guess you did say you proxy everything, so... I do like Overlord of the Mistborns. Doesn't make a lot of dudes, which is pretty good. But this isn't that much faster, and you're not stacksy enough for that to be a win. Thaumaturg also stacks enchantments. Yeah, but it only gets +1/+1 instead of +2/+2, so it's like way smaller, and it's a 3-drop. I mean, I don't know how many of these effects would even be needed. I don't even know if this effect is needed. Or a Thief plus Enchanted Evening is a combo. I mean, this is really a creature deck, right? We just need... We're in green, right? We should be able to come up with a good green finisher. Um... Oh. Oh, I didn't mean to close out of that. Boom. There we go. Unnatural Growth is pretty sweet. This just doubles the power of everything? Sorry, I'm dying. I am deathly ill. Yeah, but this doubles the power of everything, which is pretty good. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like that simple, but like honestly, if you're just having trouble winning games, just adding some finishers might actually help. Let's find a few cuts. If we have a bunch of enchantment ETBs, Lamia serves as stacks. I mean, we're not like blinking. It's not that many. Cathar's is high effort. It's not that big a deal. I feel like I always see people complain, but like, you know, you're gonna put a dice on every creature, and then when a new one enters, you just crank up that dice by 1. I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. It doesn't seem that crazy to me. Let's find a few cuts. Man, I don't know about you. All right, Foxel, has this card done anything for you? Resurgent Belief has never done anything for me. Every single time I cast it, everyone goes, oh, they're going to reanimate all the enchantments in 2 turns? Let's kill that dude. And then I just die. Or they hold up a counterspell for it because it's like so telegraphed. So it's like, this has never done anything for me, which is very sad. My circuits are fried. My circuits are fried. I've been like sick all week. Pretty out of it, to be honest. Quest for the Necropolis. Put a creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield. That's funny. Man, what does Nyxbloom Ancient do for us here? We have no X spells. I guess we have a reasonable amount of card draw. I don't know. Honestly, instead of Resurgent Belief, I just run like Brilliant Restoration. I know it's like triple the mana, but it happens immediately. Also, I also play Replenish, but you got Replenish right here. I think Dockside Chef might be worse than Oratog. Demon of Fate's design's fine. Troublemaker, oof, it has Bargain. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, I see. Shugeki's good. Destined Champion, Sanctum Weaver. Jukai Naturalist. Cut the Nyx you played yesterday was bad. Okay, yeah, that's that's what I was thinking. I was looking at this explanation going like, I don't know what this even does. I think I want to cut Quest for the Necropolis too. We don't actually have that many land synergies. It's gonna take a while. Like, it's kind of a neat card, but it's like there's nothing we would need or want to reanimate. It's like a mid-range deck, you know. Nullrod, that's a classic card. Death's Oasis. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put the top 2 cards of your library into the graveyard, then return a creature to convert advance less than that from your graveyard to your hand. Sacrifice a life equal to the greatest, convert a mana cost among creatures you control. Okay. I like Case of the Stash Skeleton. That one's good. Man, I just gotta find like one more cut. Calyx Guided by Fate. I mean, it's just. I mean, that one's fine, probably. But right now I'm looking for a cut. I'm not looking for more stuff to add. I think there's no creatures that I would recommend cutting. I think you're actually good on that. Honestly, maybe I'll just Font of Fertility. It does cantrip in this deck. Only if you play it after your commander's in play and your curve is low. Maybe I'll just cut this. Because it's not like you need ramp that bad in this deck. And you don't need card draw that bad either. I think that's my changes. I think we're just, if you're like, hey, I'm having trouble finishing games, I think it's just put finishers in the deck, you know? As goofy as that sounds. Also, I think Dockside Chef is worse than Oratog, because Oratog's a free sec outlet. You cut all the enchantments? Yeah, maybe we don't do that. Alright, I'll move on to the next list. But if you have any questions, Foxel, you can always ping me on the Discord. Spread the aura love. This one is. Let me read what they said. They said. You have 2 basic ideas mashed together. First was using Preston Garvey as ramp with Aura Lands, and the second is using 3-dog, who's in the 99, I guess. Yeah, okay. Radiant Arbiter as secret commanders for go wide, copy auras on guys. Most of the time it felt good while testing, worried about it closing games. I don't have enough draw. Okay, I have to figure out what the hell you're talking about. Okay, so Preston Garvey At the beginning of combat in your turn, create a green aura named settlement attached to a land. If it has enchant land and enchant land tap, add 1 mana. Okay. It's not in addition, so it doesn't ramp you. This just color fixes and puts an enchantment into play. When Preston Garvey attacks, untap each enchanted permanent. Okay, so it's kind of ramp. Okay. Right. And then your hidden commanders are 3-Dog and Feather Radiant Arbiter. Which is, whenever you cast a non-creature spell that targets only Feather... Oh, that's this one. You may choose any number of other targets that could target and pay 2 for each of those if you do copy it. Okay. And then where's 3-Dog? Whenever you attack, you may pay 2 generic. Sacrifice an aura attached to 3-Dog. When you sacrifice an aura this way, for each attacking creature you control, create a token that's a copy. Okay, sure. Okay. Alright. I'm putting 3 and 3 together or whatever. Thank you for the lore dump, Jeddah Falcon. Okay. Sure. I understand your deck. Here's what I'll say right now. Is immediately, though, like one of the first things I'm noticing, we have Timely Ward, which gives something indestructible, which is cool. And then we have, well, that's kind of it, right? Bear Umbra's Totem Armor. And, I don't know, that's kind of it. We have Sejiri Shelter. This is 1 instant. We have 1 instant, and this isn't like a no instance deck because you have 1. What I'm worried about is people just like casting a board wipe while you're doing all these shenanigans, and then you lose the game. I think that's the problem. Like we need like a flare of fortitude or something. You know, it doesn't have to be Flare of Fortitude. It could be Heroic Intervention. It could be whatever. But I think we need a little something. And then also, oh my goodness, where is the removal? I see you have like Lignify, like Kenrith's Transformation, and Song of the Dryads technically hits every permanent. But outside of Song of the Dryads, do you just like fold to an Ensnaring Bridge? Like, I don't think you're going to have a problem closing games. Sheltered by Ghosts is really good. I think they already have it, right? Sheltered by Ghosts, Sheltered by... Oh, no, wait. You don't have Sheltered by Ghosts in here. That's a really good card. I thought I saw it. Yeah, Sheltered by Ghosts is a crazy magic card. But honestly, like a generous, like a single generous gift goes very far, you know? I really think like just like a little bit of extra removal and a little bit of extra protection might like do you a lot of good here. Oh, Winds of Wrath is right here, yeah. No, Winds of Wrath is for sure good here. Now, one other thing that I'm noticing is that you have a commander that untaps lands. So, shouldn't you be playing all of the like lands that tap for 2, all the Karoo lands? Or not the Karoo lands. You know what I'm talking about? The gate ones? It's like, it's Boros Garrison? Did I get that right? Yeah, Boros Garrison and Gruul. What's the Gruul one called? Turf, right? Gruul Turf. Yeah. And then what do we need? What's that? Red, green, red, white. I need green, white, right? So Les. Yeah. Is it Celeste? Yeah. Am I stupid? I'm probably stupid. Is it Selesnya? The bounce lands and locust lands go crazy, yeah. Temple of the False God. It's a 3-color deck. I don't know if I want to suggest like too many colorless lands, especially because we already have a few. Can't add Beast Within. The Beast Within Beast too strong. That's good. Sanctuary. Thank you. Fuck. So let's do a Sanctuary. Thank you. Okay. So these are like awesome in this list, right? Because you put the doodad on these, and then you attack, and then you get to untap a land that taps for 2. It's kind of perfect. You should probably get rid of garbage like Reliquary Tower. If you're sitting around with like 50 cards in hand, you probably lost the game because you're not killing your opponent. And this deck is like all aggro. Heroic Intervention is in the precon you took apart for this. I don't know if they bought the precon. Because this has a lot of stuff that's not in the precon. I feel like Heliod comes out, by the way. I think Heliod's too slow for what you're trying to do. I guess he's like an indestructible like dude or whatever, but I don't know. It's kind of just a 5/6. Trying to finish up June today? Yeah, I'm trying to get some extra, get some of those done. I don't know if I'm gonna finish today, to be honest, but I'm still pretty sick, so I don't want to like overdo my voice. Okay, that's 2 lands to cut, and then maybe just add 3 lands, just have more mana sources. Now I just gotta look for a few more cuts, really. I don't think this deck is like, it looks like it probably functions fine. I just think it needed a tiny bit more removal, you know what I'm saying? Bit of instant speed interaction. Strong Back is crazy, by the way. This card's nuts. Jungle Shrine is strictly worse. Path of Ancestry. You know what? You are actually spitting facts, my friend. That is true. Path of Ancestry is just better. Path of Ancestry. Prioritizing my well-being. Yeah, I've been pretty sick, so I don't want to stream like too crazy. Yeah, my voice just can't keep up. The Chain to the Rocks is so cute with the snow covered. It's really funny. That's 4 mana for this effect? That sucks. Get out of here. What do you think of Soulstone? I think it's a really good card, actually. It's I mean, crazy unlimited, you know? Yeah, what up, Gecko Gamer? I don't think you need the color fixing. This is just kind of a cantrip. You don't think your deck has been looked at? I don't think your deck has been looked at either. What commander did you submit? Also, this is for June. This is for like before, because I haven't finished. I didn't finish the deck reviews for last month. This is part of the reason I'm kind of changing it. I'm like running out of time. Return each aura from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. You love Buried in Garden? This seems really bad, right? It's 4 minutes. All right. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent you don't control until it leaves. Ah, man, it was so. And then land is tapped for mana. Control adds an additional. It's like a. What's that Golgari instant that's like destroy a creature, put a basic into play? It's like worse than that, and I think that card is bad. Am I crazy for saying that? Oh, then it definitely, yeah. Then it'll be like towards the end of this month. Gecko. But I mean, the art is great. Don't get me wrong. I like the buried in the garden art. It's good. It's a cool card. Trying to think of another. Mantle of the Ancients is 5 mana. It's so much to do for all this crap. I think that's my last cut. Death Sprout is so good. Death Sprout is like not that, like, don't get me wrong. I love bad expensive removal. Like, I am the king of bad counterspells, right? Like, I'll play I'm blanking on the name now. What's the terrible one that makes it ooze? It's like it's like bad Mystic Snake. Oh, I'm like brain fogging so hard today. Look, I love bad counterspells, and like Death Sprout is bad removal. But it's like, if you just want removal for removal, it's so not good. Death Sprout is bad. It's pretty, like, look. I love bad removal. I love my slow control decks. But if you're like not a slow control deck, I don't think you should be playing Death Sprout. Plasma Capture? No, way worse than Plasma Capture. Oh, now I gotta find this counter spell. Counter spell ooze. It's only like one card it could be. I'm blanking on the name. Mystic Genesis, yes. This card's awful, but I've played it in decks because I think it's funny. But it's like really, really, really bad. And Death Sprout I don't think is much better. It's only a creature. If it also hit another card type, I would be like so happy. But in these colors, when you have like Assassin's Trophy, it's like, oh, I don't know, this stuff's really bad. Void Slime, y'all are talking about like actually playable cards. Mystic Genesis is, it's so bad. It's like strictly worse. It's almost strictly worse. Mystic Snake. It's really funny. All right, we're moving on. I did some of these ones towards the bottom. I don't remember how many I have left. You've never heard of Mystic Genesis? That's because nobody plays the card. It's really bad. It's a 5-mana counterspell with like no other utility. It's really bad. Maybe I should make a video about mana advantage. I've never done that before. That could be fun. Frilled Mystic, though? Frilled Mystic is also good. Okay, Nahiri Forged in Fury. Affinity for equipment. Whenever equipped creatures you control attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. You may cast equipment spells without paying without paying their mana costs. Whoa, okay, cool. 5-color Omnath is great because the commander synergizes with awful cards like Death Sprout and bad counterspells. Yes. I mean, that's why I played 5-mana, 5-color Omnath for a little bit. What is worse, Mystic Genesis or Plasma Capture? Oh, Mystic Genesis is way worse. Plasma Capture is like budget Mana Drain, which Mana Drain is like one of the best cards ever printed. Whereas Mystic Genesis is like budget Mystic Snake, and Mystic Snake is fine. Anyway, this is a Boros equipment deck. I don't really think there's anything else to say about the list. This deck at our time feels clunky to use. Any helpful something that can make the deck go by faster and be easier to play would help. The goal is to play living Wedgefin creatures and equipment towards Nahiri. Okay, cool. Now, I don't know what you mean by go by faster. Like, do you mean win the game faster or like take turns that are not that long? I don't actually understand. But I will, regardless, take a look at your deck. All right, first thing I noticed, one sorcery. So do we have no board wipes? Am I missing something? I think we might have 0 board wipes. That's my first concern. Oh, get your engine started. Oh, I didn't even notice this. This is you. Oh, hi. Yo, what's up? Okay. Ah, okay. Like get online faster. Oh, okay. Now I get what you mean. Yes. Okay, sure. That actually helps a lot. Um, interesting. Undo. You know what? Yes. Yes. You know, great suggestions here, chat. Undo inversion. Boom. And then also blasphemous act. Like immediately, these are some things that I would want to add. Undo inversion, you can literally just cut up planes for it. And boom, now you have a board wipe and you didn't even take up a slot. You just cut up planes. There are no board wipes. Okay. Blasphemous act is also really great. Couldn't find one that doesn't nuke your board. I think you're thinking about board wipes wrong. Because here's the thing is like if your board is full and doing a bunch of things, in theory you should just be winning the game. So then you're not going to cast Blasphemous Act because you're going to win the game. But, you know, let's say your board isn't full. Your commander got countered, your Hex Gold Halberd got removed, your Lelia got destroyed. Your board is terrible. You're way behind. This is how you catch up. You reset their boards to being bad, and then you go back into the game, you know? Yes, World Slayer is a board wipe blues, but I don't know if we're playing World Slayer here. Organic Extinction, boom. Another excellent choice there. You know, I played this in a deck for a while too. Organic Extinction, maybe you can play that instead of Blasphemous Act, to be honest. I mean, you could play both, but Organic Extinction, yes. Destroy all non-artifact creatures. I mean, that's excellent. Also, here's the thing, though, is like, your deck is full of equipment. So, naturally, you're already, like, other than Undo inversion, you're already protected against board wipes. Because once you have, like, equipment in play, you just play one creature and then reattach all of them, you know? Yeah, SRAM is here. SRAM is here. Yeah, no, we're not missing SRAM. SRAM's good. No, anyway, that's the board wipe thing. Separate issue. We can throw a couple of these in there. We'll call it a day. But onto your actual problem, which was you feel like this deck is too slow to get off the ground. And I can kind of see that. Because you need like a couple of things to kind of go right. You need to have a creature, you need to equip it, you need to play your commander, you need to attack with the equipped creature, ideally have it survive to get the card advantage to start doing things, right? Like we have all these like steps we have to get through. You know how many artifact creatures do we I guess the germs aren't artifact creatures, are they? Is the rebel an artifact creature? Interesting. I mean, to be honest, even if you don't have many artifact creatures, this thing has improvise, and you don't care about tapping equipment, so all the equipment becomes a mana rock for this board wipe. So it's usually white wipe the board. It's pretty good. I think it's still probably the correct board wipe to play. No, this is like there's a lot of living weapon synergies here, right? Right, we're looking to living weapon. Whenever a equipped creature you control attacks. Which is why we have the new Sephiroth Fallen Hero in here, right? Like, I'm seeing all of the synergies. Yeah, you just tap your equipment to... Yeah, the improvise is really crazy with all the equipment. It's very useful. I kind of forgot that the germs weren't artifact creatures. I don't know why... I guess you always kind of think about it as an artifact with the creature, but it is not an artifact creature. Is there something else we can do with the living weapons? We can flicker them, right? Living weapons can be blinked. That doesn't speed up the deck, though. How much ramp do we have right now? We have Arcane Signet. We have Boros Signet. Is that it? Liquid Metal Torque, we have 3. Mind Stone is 4. Soul Ring is 5. Talisman of Conviction is 6. Does Boros have any Rise and Shine effects? Not really. Here's an idea. More mana. More ramp. Part of the thing with this commander is, once you get going, you draw quite a few cards. Like, we have card draw in the command zone. So this could be a good candidate for a deck that wants a lot of ramp. And 6 pieces just might not be enough if you're worried about being too slow to actually like get going. So we could add a few more. Something like a Felwar Stone is, relatively budget. You can get one on TCG Player for $1. It usually taps for one of your colors because we're a 2-color deck. You already have the Signet, you already have the Talisman. Your commander is a 6-drop with affinity for equipment, so the curve is kind of weird. Non-budget suggestion, Stoneforge Mystic. Stoneforge would be good in this deck if it's within budget. But I want to think about, Fire... Yeah, friggin' Fire Diamond is fine. You can work with more. I think the equipment should be ramped for the Nahiri. Yes, it is, kinda, right? But they're not very mana efficient. Like, a lot of this stuff is kind of, like, your curve is 2.99. It's not super high, but it's not super low either. There's a lot of, like, 3 drops, 4 drops. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you kind of want more mana just to do stuff with. If you feel like you're not getting off the ground fast enough. So Marble Diamond? Cool. Marble Diamond. Yeah, we can add a little bit more ramp here, I think is good. A little bit more interaction is good. Dowsing Dagger? Oh, boom. Yep. Dowsing Dagger is a bit of a classic as well. Cursed Mirror? Maybe. I think you want something to clone with Cursed Mirror. Otherwise, it's kind of mid. This card seems not amazing in the deck. Let's just that as the first cut. As long as you control 4 more creature tokens you control have flying. Okay. Lizard Blades, Lion Slash, Lelia. Okay. Kemba's banner, +1/+1 for each creature you control. That's pretty good. Dazzling Device works well too, gives stuff haste. Oh, do I? Yeah, Dazzling Device is pretty good. Professional Facebreaker isn't equipment. It is not equipment themed, no. How often does Embercleave work out for you? I imagine if you have 2 creatures attacking, it's probably still pretty good, right? Man, Aki Battle Squad, whenever one of our modified creatures that you get an extra combat is 6 mana. Golly, that is a lot of mana. I mean, it's good, it's just... Battle Skill's great. Braid of Fire? Why Braid of Fire? Does this let you equip at instant speed or something? Is it a good value pick? Gold Vein pick. No, Gold Vein pick are not in. Maybe they're better than like the Citizen's Crowbar. But they require, they're not like a living weapon. They kind of require something to attack, you know? I think I want to recommend Aki Battle Squad. If you feel like your deck is being slow, like slow to get going, then kind of a 6-drop will probably help. Yeah, Braid doesn't do anything without Leon and Shikari in play, right? Yeah. What does this Nihiri do? Create a 1/1, attach equipment to it. That's pretty good, actually. There's like kind of card advantage. Okay. We don't need too much auto equipping because a lot of this stuff just makes a dude. You know what I'm saying? And adding more ramp will help with that because then it like you have more mana to pay the equip cost. Crafted exoskeleton. I'm not. I asked her to look at the top 7, revealing equipment or vehicle. Right, that one's good. That's on the new Boros artifact commander that gives your spells affinity for artifacts. I didn't see it. What's the name of the card? Oh man, this job select one is like, man, it gives trample and haste, but man, if that creature dies, equip 5 sucks. This one might just be bad. Why can't I move it to the maybe board? What? What? It doesn't let me move it to the maybe board? Why is it? Cannot drag and drop. What the hell? Okay, that was weird. Wildcat Captain? Oh, this thing. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts? That is pretty good. And has double strike and vigilance. That's actually quite good. It's a 6-drop up front, though. This is the only downside. It might be really good in this list, though. I like giving the team flying, but this one's got some restrictions. It's kind of eh. How else do we speed up the list a little bit? What can we trim? It's like not quite necessary, but it's kind of expensive. You couldn't drag it? Yeah, I don't know why. It was already in the baby board, that's why. Oh. Oh, was it? Oh, this isn't 100 cards. Oh. I'm so stupid. I didn't realize it was all over 100 cards. Oh. Wait. Okay. Whoops. I'm sorry. In the instructions for submitting the list, I think it was I might have forgotten to put it. I think it was supposed to say only submit like a full deck list with 100 cards. I legitimately didn't realize we had more than 100 cards. Oh. This changes things. Okay. Wait, hold up. Man, I was looking at this like, damn, there's a lot of cards. Okay, I need to be way more aggressive with these cuts then. Man, Lelia is so win more in this deck, isn't it not? Like, you're only exiling if you're already drawing cards with your commander. I don't like thrill of possibilities. In decks I don't care about the graveyard. This one's kind of slow. It doesn't make a dude. Alright. Argentum armor is so expensive and you're not cheating the cost. You know what? I'm so hip. We're not cheating this at all. Demand answers, same thing here. Alright. Well, let's get this. Okay. We've opened up 5 slots. 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Okay, alright. Here are my cuts. Here are 10 things to cut. And then Organic Extinction, Onto Inversion is going to be swapped out for Plains. And then we're adding Organic Extinction, and then just a bunch of ramp, including Dowsing Dagger. And we've trimmed some of the most expensive cards. And then on turn 2, instead of playing stuff like this, you're just going to play the ramp spell. And then just get going a little faster. I feel like that helps. Argentum was only good for Nahiri hits, otherwise it sucks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. I think maybe that's like my first real pass of this deck. I mean, we trimmed it down to 100 here with this, and then you cut up Plains. Yeah. I think that's it for the list. Yeah, I think this is the... Can I scroll down to the cuts? Oh. Yeah. I mean, this is all... You'll be able to see all of it on my thing as well. Codsworth could be nice. Ramp for equipments can also auto-attach. Yeah, maybe Codsworth is better than, like, one of the 2-mana rocks. Codsworth is like $20. Alright, well. You can cut one of the diamonds for Codsworth, I suppose. If you want. If you feel like buying a Codsworth. Or proxy one. Alright. I'm moving on to the next list. It's probably gonna be the last one for the stream. My throat is kind of killing me. Oh, is this a cat deck? Okay, it's a cat deck. He's 20. Yeah, he's like, oh, I mean, Card Kingdom. He's probably cheaper on TCG Player. Deck, go to Planeswalker Cats. I see. Okay. You built this after we recommended Goad for a Planeswalker deck. Ended up as a Cats deck. You want to make it stronger without losing sight of the themes. You're gonna print this so you don't care if it's $20. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, Cons Width is pretty good. Okay, so immediately the first thing that I'm thinking is like, you seem to have just mashed two deck ideas together, right? Like we have the Planeswalker pile, and then we have the cat deck. But these are also all cats. Which is fine, it's funny. Here's what I would like change. Like cards like Repercussion are really great in Planeswalker decks that have like no creatures in them. You have like a billion creatures. This is just gonna get you killed. Like I think this loses you the game. Yeah. This we can probably. I mean, I feel like you want to cut this if you're playing Stony Silence now. The whole point of Stony Silence in green is that you can cut things like, because you can play like, 3 visits or whatever. This deck is a Johnny. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's like funny, I don't want to like make too many like crazy changes just because, like, I don't know, you want to keep the theme intact. Like, is Titanic Ultimatum like the best finisher here? I mean, I don't know. Not really, but whatever. I'm trying to like look at like cards that I can cut that aren't the like Ajani themed cards. Maybe this thing. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker, reveal and put in your hand. Yeah, okay. This is like maybe drawing a card on your upkeep. This is just bad for Phyrexian Arena. Right? At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card. If you put it in your hand, if you don't, if I put it on the bottom of your library, yeah, this card sucks. It's just not card draw all the time. If you press M on a card while hovering over it, automatically moves to the maybe board. Oh, does it? Thank you. Yes, the planeswalkers all cats as well. Oh yeah, yo, what up, Big A? No, I like that this is 2 decks meshed together. I think it's really funny. Like it's just funny that it's 2 decks meshed together. So I don't want to say to cut too many cats because then you're missing out on your cat stuff, and I don't want to say to cut too many Ajanis because you need all those. Yeah, what up, he who hungers? I'm having an alright day. I'm still just kind of sick and tired, to be honest. I think I just want to replace both of these with like real card draw. Like we're playing, mostly a creature deck, and Toski got reprinted, and this card is so good in decks like this. And then you don't think you have? You think you have too many Ajanis? Is that possible? Why Chaos War? We have access. Yeah, no. Honestly, we probably just get rid of Chaos War for like Beast Within. I think I want to suggest more card draw. To be honest. Some other good green card draw that works for going wide. Is it feed the clans? Feed the clan? That's not the card I was looking for. It's like draw green, sorcery, green. Draw power? Oh, am I thinking of Shamanic Revelation? How many big creatures do we have? Toski breaks the companion. Oh, Toski breaks the companion. Oh, I totally forgot about Kahira. Oh, I forgot about Kahira. I forgot about Kahira. We need more card draw. What about Season of Gathering? This card's really good. And just like Season of Gathering and Rishkars, we have a commander with 5 power. Guardian Project instead? Ooh, Guardian Project maybe is better. Guardian Project is $15. Good Lord. Card needs a reprint. I totally forgot about Kahira. I'm trying to think of what else I could like cut. Like if you really think that you have too many Johnnies, we could cut a Johnny, you know. Does Zach have Alms Collector? No, but that is a fun cat, actually. Is it? Alms Collector? No, it's not. It's not there. Big A, what is the worst of Johnny? What do you think? I don't know what all these do. This one looks pretty bad. 6 mana, gain 2 life, put 2 counters on 1 creature. I guess it just exiles a creature. That one does seem pretty bad, though. I think some of the Johnnies seem slow. Yeah, this one, a Johnny Inspiring Leisure looks like Garbo. I think we cut this for Alms Collector. I kind of like Alms Collector. But this one's really bad. Valiant Protector also kind of sucks, right? Put 2 counters, draw a creature. Maybe we also cut Valiant Protector. And then we get space for 1 more gold card, maybe. You know what's one that I like a lot is it's the Impetus. Shiny Impetus, yeah. Shiny Impetus is a really fun gold card because it ramps you as well. It's kind of awesome. 5 minute source supply shards, yeah, exactly. I think these are some good changes. We can swap the Arcane Signet for a 3 visits type effect because we're running Stony Silence and we're in green. We can cut Repercussion because I think this will just lose you the game. And Cabaretti Ancestry, just put some cards on there. Season of Gathering, Guardian Project, Rich Cards, whatever you want it to be. Life's Legacy, it could be any of those. Momentous Fall, doesn't really matter. A Greater Good is also like a... I think it's cheaper, right? Greater Good. Yeah, you can do Greater Good instead of Guardian Project. It's like pretty cheap on TCG Player. We're cutting Chaos Warp for Beast Within. We're cutting these two Ajani's because they're slow as dirt. And we're adding an Alms Collector Shiny Impetus. Master Warcraft is not functionally goad. The card is quite bad in multiplayer. Master Warcraft says you cast this only before attacks are declared. You choose what creatures attack, and you control who blocks. You do not control who the creatures attack. So you can just, unlike Goad, where it forces all their big creatures to attack someone else, if you choose the big creatures, they could just attack you, which is a problem. So Master Warcraft is really not Goad. It's forced combat, or it's forced not combat. It's a fog effect as well. But it's very much not Goad. So yeah. Otherwise, Big A, I mean, this is like a fun flavored deck. You know, it's not like I don't feel like I need to make any like crazy changes to the list. I guess I just noticed you don't have any board wipes, so maybe you could have Plains for Ondu inversion as well. Ideally, you would want maybe one more board wipe, but yeah, this one's pretty good. Yeah, looks like a fun deck. What time is it? Yeah, I think that's might have to be the last one. My throat is killing me here. I'll try and finish up this month's stuff like Monday, probably, after I rest my voice for a little bit more. Yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody on the Patreon. And yeah, changing the system, so please read that when you look at the tiers. I think it explains it. So yeah. I'm gonna hop off for now.